controversy was just a distraction from the real question, which is, should you call people pirates and compare them to shipborne robbers because they share with their neighbors? The controversy over this little detail took for granted the important controversial stance of the government, which is what we really need to reject. We must say sharing is good. Don't punish people for sharing. Legalize sharing. There are plenty of other ways we can support the arts, some of which already are being used in Canada. It doesn't have to be done by stopping people from sharing, so use the means that are ethical and decent and that make a good society. And we must reject completely the pseudo-concept of, quote, intellectual property, unquote, which is not only biased through the use of the word property, but much worse, it is confusion, because it's an overgeneralization. When people make statements using the term, quote, intellectual property, unquote, someone is always confused. Sometimes the people making the statement are confused. Sometimes they're intentionally trying to confuse others. But every time that term is actually used rather than mentioned as just an utterance the way I did, it spreads confusion. Never use it. When you see a discussion use that term, that is a sign that it's a confused discussion. And the first step in making it a careful, thoughtful discussion is to reject that term and ask, which law are we really talking about? Because that overgeneralization does its dirty work by lumping together many different laws, including copyright law and patent law, totally different, and trademark law, totally different from those two, and publicity rights and geographical terms and plant variety monopolies. All of them work differently and they have different effects. And once you lump them together, you're making the assumption that they're similar, that they're species of the same genus, which they're not. And if the discussion is predicated on this error, it's all going to be confusion, garbage in, garbage out. So we must reject the generalization if we wish to make any sense. Defenestrate your computers. The university should move to free software 100% and organize at the level of the entire country of Canada to oppose the nasty copyright law that the present government is sure to propose once again. Thank you.
Graduands, when I read Richard's CV, as I indicated when I introduced his background, I was struck by the fact that he had been recognized for his work in Europe and in South America and had never been recognized in North America. I think I understand why now. you are all, we are all, obviously connected and utilizing systems, operating systems, software, to achieve the interconnectedness that we now enjoy on this planet. But it's interesting to look at the concept of being a slave to that operating system. And I think that's the message that we're hearing today. And there's a certain validity in terms of the message that we're hearing. A challenge has been thrown out to Lakehead University. I'm certain we will look at that challenge, look at it reasonably. We would have made an adaptation in terms of the web streaming today had we had sufficient time to do so. We would have honored that request. But we will look at what we may be able to do in the future as an institution. One of the interesting things is meeting a rebel with a cause. And isn't that the function of education? Isn't that why you got your degree? To challenge conventional wisdom? To put new thought processes in place? Free thought processes in place? That can and will make a difference? And if there's an enduring message in this, is that anyone, any individual, any one of you on this platform has the capacity, has the opportunity to truly make a difference if you look at the world in a different way. Let me, on behalf of the faculty and staff administration of Lakehead University, congratulate all of the graduates who are here this afternoon.